So one of the biggest things I see preventing coaches to grow is they spend too much time working in the business rather than on the business as a whole. And this tends to become a common issue, which I see with coaches 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 plus clients. When the brand starts to get extremely busy, they spend too much time working in the business rather than on the business. And the biggest take home I can give you from this video is pull yourself outside the business, look at it from a bird's eye view and work on the business. So a few things I want to touch on here to help you optimize and scale your business as quick as possible is what happens if you're working in the business and you're not working on the business. And essentially, like, coaching is not just client result, client result, client result, client result. The game's changed. That is dead. It helps, but it's dead. The game's changed. So a few things which working on the business is going to help you do is free up your time, get a better quality of client, and allow you to sit back and actually have full control and an overview of the business. So when you pull out yourself outside from just working in the business and work on the business, what that does, it allows you to have a bird's eye view and a company overview of your business. It allows you to address any bottlenecks that are preventing you from getting the best possible lead generation strategies in place. And again, we're going to break down things very, very slowly and go through each piece. So what happened when I spent too much time working in the business and not on the business? Essentially, I was blinded. I was blinded to what the business could become. I was blinded to what was working in the business and sort of causing us to get to the fortunate position we was in of, you know, getting a lot of leads. I was unsure of what was working well for us. I was unsure what wasn't working too well. So there would have been times where a strategy, a method we had in place probably wasn't working well. And we kept repeating the same thing over and over because we didn't have time to step out the business, look and really assess, micromanage and analyze the business from the standpoint, which now I do. So it left me blinded, you know, and being blinded in a business is, when a business is doing well, it's not an issue. Sometimes you look back and say, wow, imagine what we could have done. The issue is when business is not doing well. And a lot of coaches watching this video, they're in a position where they want to get into a position where they're doing extremely well. And if they watch this video, they'll have a take home that can help them. So it had me blinded. So the first thing I had to do was sort of assess and see what I needed to do. So I stepped out. I started to have, if you look at my diary now, there's 4 hours a week where I work on the business, not in the business. That might be lead generation, looking at back-end statistics, talking to my sales closer, talking to my team, a one-to-one meeting with my brand manager, writing the content for the team, writing email copy, writing the nurturing system. There's so many things we can do. So, like I said, it left me blinded in the business. Because I was blinded, I couldn't address the company bottlenecks. And there was a few. Even though the business was doing well, there was a few. You know, a bottleneck in the early part of your coaching career might be, hey Jay, it's a client, you know, they're staying with me for 10 weeks and falling off. So obviously there's a bottleneck there, isn't there? Because the lifetime value of that client, you're not satisfied with it. The churn rate is too high, clients are signing up and dropping off. So we need to address that bottleneck. But the problem is when you've got an influx of a lot of leads are coming in, you're signing up clients, right? And you're working in the business, so you're getting results, but the clients are dropping off. It's a vicious cycle, clients in, clients out, clients in, client out. If we step outside that business now and we look at it from a bird's eye view, we can say, all right, clients are coming in, clients are dropping off. How do we stop the drop off? How do we limit that churn rate? How do we improve the lifetime value of my client? Well, let me give you some tips for free. Community culture, more communication, making that client feel wanted, road mapping the future journey so they understand after this 12 weeks, I know what I'm doing for the next 12 weeks. If you're constantly working in the business, you don't have the time to do that. So it's not just about results. It's not, oh, I've done my check-ins, feet up, chill out, watch the footy, United's playing. No. You've done your check-ins, what can we do on the business? 1 hour a day is the minimum for every single coach. That is my advice. So it allows you to address the bottlenecks in the business. Remove the bottlenecks, the business is going to smooth sail. The business is going to run itself, autopilot, and that's going to help massively. Again, when I was too busy working in the business, I didn't have creative hours. Hours in my day, which are non-negotiable, phones on airplane mode, that allows me to think about the creative content I need to put out on my business to align with my target market and my audience, to build that leader trust, to allow people to inquire and buy into my services. So the creative hours as a coach with 50 to 60 clients or 30 to 40, this is very pivotal. Not just waking up and saying, I need to put a reel out today, I'm going to stick one out. No. I've got creative hours. I've got a content strategy that is broken down into my target market and my niche, and that's broken down even deeper into the message I want to put across and the pillars of my company. So if I had a company now and I was starting out, 30 to 40 clients, I would be making sure that I've got creative hours in at least 3 times a week where I'm planning and creating content, and I'm breaking that down. This is my brand. This is my personal message, boom, those are reels for the personal message. This is my educational message, boom, those are reels for my educational message. And this is my professional message, and sectoring content strategy into 3 sectors. And you can only do that if you step out and work on the business and see what works well and vet and analyze what reels are getting the best reception, or what content in general, images, carousels, etc., etc. So that's one of the issues if you're just working in the business. Lead gen, how do you know what strategies within your business are working if you're not analyzing the data from them? If you're not getting feedback from them, but you're too busy just working in the business once you've got your results and check-ins in, feet are up on the sofa, we need to analyze everything we're doing. Or potentially there might be a video that sits really well and we're not following the flow of that. We're not following the copy. We're not following the caption and copy that we're placing with that video. We're not identifying what's working well for the brand. So it allows us to look at lead generation and what's essentially been working, or essentially what's not been working. And you can only do that if you look at the business outside from, like I say, a bird's eye view as an overview, and analyze what's going wrong, what's going right. Why do you think huge companies have consult reviews with external people to look at the business from an outside point of view and give you another perspective? We then look at what is one of the things when you're focused in the business. It's a churn rate. And this is the biggest one. Like, I have clients that say to me, Jace, I got 20 clients, but I lost 18. Or I got 20 clients, but I lost 10. I got this. But they're just happy because every month they're obtaining new clients. But that's what I call running on the spot. And you're never going to grow to the heights you want to grow unless you address the churn rate. But you cannot address that churn rate if you are constantly working in the business and not seeing why, not identifying the reason how we can minimize that. Could we improve the drop-off rate by putting out more educational content on the back end when someone finishes a 10-week diet phase to ensure they know what to do in a reverse diet phase and build a roadmap so they're fully locked in? There's so many small values, small bits of added value you can give to clients to ensure they're locked in for a long-term journey. And again, company overview, which is the biggest one. And this is a horrible one. KPIs, key performance indicators. Again, how many followers are you obtaining a day? Really micromanaging your business account, because essentially most of your business comes from Instagram. So are you really dissecting what's working well, what's not going well, and seeing what value is being added to the business? So I always say the company overview is definitely pivotal. Having the back end system sorted, having a CRM in place, again, so things are on autopilot, so that then gives you a bit more time if you need to work in the business. But you can do that now because you've worked on the business and you've got everything into an automated state. And that is the biggest thing with coaches. They're just so fixed on results. This isn't a leisure company. This is a professional company. So let's start by not just working in the business, working on the business and addressing the bottlenecks in the company, setting yourself creative hours, dissecting your lead generation, improving your churn rate, improving the lifetime value of your client. Stop being blinded. Stop working blindly. Have a bird's eye view overlook of your company at least once a week, and then give yourself a company overview. So that is the advice that I would give you to allow your business to grow. Pull yourself out the business and stop just solely working in it and work on it as a whole.